Good afternoon, Miss Pohl's friends. I hope you had a great day and you were able to get outside and enjoy this beautiful sunshine that we're having. We left off yesterday with chapter 4 in our story, Stink and the World's Worst Super-Stinky Sneakers. Chapter 4 is called Toilet Water. Remember, Stink is at home now with Judy. They've been doing some challenges, and let's see what's next. Stink printed a page from his favorite website called The Science of Stink and ran to show his family. "Hey guys," said Stink, "what's taller than a man, smells worse than roadkill, and looks like the color of blood?" "An elephant painting a picture?" asked Judy. "No way," said Stink. "It's the abominable smell man," asked Judy. "Frankenstein Valentine?" "Can somebody else guess, please?" asked Stink. "I'm still thinking," said Mom. "Let's see," said Dad. "How about Santa Claus driving a garbage truck?" "No," said Stink. "I'll give you a hint. It's something Mom likes a real lot." "Are you sure?" Mom asked. "I can't imagine liking anything that smells like roadkill." "Give up? It's a corpse flower," cried Stink. "World's smelliest flower. It says so right here." Stink showed his family the full color photo of Trudy the Titan. "Rare," said Judy. "It says it only blooms a few times in its life, and it stinks worse than rotten eggs for about 3 days. "Worse than rotten fish and rotting pumpkins too," said Mom. "Phew." "Insects like it though," said Dad, reading over Stink's shoulder. "They can have it," said Mom. "And look here," Stink said, pointing to the bottom of the page. "It says scientists come from all over the country to take samples of Trudy's perfume and bottle some up." "Mom, you were right. That's something I could do with my nose." "Make stinky perfume?" asked Judy. "I meant be a scientist," said Stink. "You know, I'd get to sniff out rare smelly flowers and study them and stuff." "Ugh," said Judy. "It says here in..." There's Stink and his family. "It says here in the first 10 hours, the corpse flower smells as bad as an outhouse or dead elephants. Do you really want to smell dead elephants for a living, Stink?" "Well, stinky perfume's a good idea too," said Stink. "In my day, we called it toilet water," said Mom. "I'm serious, Mom," said Stink. "I'm not kidding," said Mom. "You can buy it at the store. It's just like perfume, only watered down a bit. And they call it eau de toilette." "Is that French for odor of toilet?" asked Stink, cracking up. "Something like that," Mom said. "But who'd wear stinky perfume on purpose?" asked Judy. "Same people who pay a lot of money for toilet water," said Stink. Dad couldn't help snickering at that one. "A person could wear stinky perfume to scare off vampires," said Stink. "Or better yet, big sisters, Judy Cooties." "Hardy har har," said Judy. "All I need now are a few dead elephants," said Stink. Stink's Stinky Facts. What's the big stink? It smells like roadkill and looks like rotting meat. It has some of the same chemicals as a dead body. It only blooms for about 3 days. It's the world's largest, stinkiest flower, the corpse flower. Ugh! And that's the end of chapter 4. I am going to go ahead and read chapter 5 because chapter 4 was so short, so lucky you. Chapter 5, Ed de Corpse Flower. On Saturday morning, Stink could not wait to start his new career. He set up his lab in the kitchen sink. He laid out tweezers and eyedroppers on a towel. He lined up 10 empty little spice jars on the counter. He collected a whole jar of real toilet water from the toilet. Perfect! The doorbell rang. "Hi, Sophie of the Elves," Judy said. "Come on in. Dr. Frankenstink is in his lab." "Stink, your friend with the funny name is here." Stink came out of the kitchen wearing Mom's apron and green rubber scrub gloves. Hi, Sophie, said Stink. Stink's making stinky perfume, Judy explained, drawing circles in the air for the Chaku sign. Want to help? Stink asked. Sure, said Sophie. I like making magic potions and stuff. Magic potions, said Judy. You mean love potions? Let's go, said Stink. Maybe we can make some potions that turn big sisters into warthogs. Back in the Frankenstink lab, Stink got out Mom's measuring cups and her spoons. Sophie stirred together spices and food coloring. Are you entering the smelly sneaker contest next Saturday? She asked Stink. Definitely, said Stink. Me too, Sophie said. Stink looked down at Sophie's sneakers. They were bad, all right. Her toe poked out of one, the laces were almost black, and the tongues hung sideways, worse than a slobbery dog's. They smell like a swamp, said Stink, even though he knew his sneakers could beat hers any day. And these aren't even my worst pair, Sophie grinned. Uh-oh, thought Stink. Well, I sure hope one of us wins, Sophie said. Yeah, and I hope that one of us is me, Stink joked. Here, add some toilet water, Stink said, pouring the water from the toilet into the blender. They added green pickle juice. They added PU garlic. They added slimy dead flower water. Disgusting, said Sophie, staring at the ooey green murk in the blender. What else stinks around here? Asked Stink. Besides you, said Judy, walking past the kitchen. Hardy har har, said Stink. This potion smells bad, but it's not even close to corpse flower, said Stink. He ran upstairs and came back in a flash, holding up a small amber glass vial. Toad food. Tofu? Asked Sophie. Tofu doesn't smell. No, toad food. Actually, it's dead shrimp eggs from my science kit. Even Toady won't eat it. Stink shook the bottle till it was empty. Then pushed the buttons on the blender. Mix, whip, puree, and liquefy. Stink and Sophie watched the twisting tornado of green gunk whip itself into a frothy frenzy. Off! Perfect, said Stink, peering into the foaming blender. And in no time they had 10 whole bottles of putrid perfumes lined up down the counter. Let's label them and give them names, said Stink. How about Aide to Corpse Flower? It's French. Essence of Toad, said Sophie. Venus de Stinko, said Stink. Just then, Mouse crept into the kitchen. She took one whiff, let out a yowl, and bolted outside through the cat door. Stink handed Sophie an eyedropper. Help me fill this little vial, said Stink. Sophie squeezed the last drops from the blender into the teeny tiny bottle, then screwed the cap back on. She helped Stink tie a piece of string around it, looping it over his neck. What are you going to do with this stinky perfume? Asked Sophie of the elves. Keep away vampires? Keep away sisters, said Stink. Stink's stinky facts. Want to smell like the Want to smell like the circus? Try a perfume called Zing. Soon you'll be wearing the zing of peanuts, sawdust, and elephants. If you want to smell like a tree, there's a perfume for that too. Or candy. Or believe it or not, dirt. Ew. And that's the end of chapter 5. Have a great evening, boys and girls. Bye.